Thank you for choosing CALISO Corporation for your training needs. This short video clip is presented to provide you with an overview of the new requirements of ISO 9001-2015. The structure and some terminology have been changed to improve alignment with other management system standards. The structure has been changed to align with the common 10-clause high-level structure developed by ISO to ensure the harmonization among its many management system standards. It is not the intent of ISO 9001-2015 to imply the need for uniformity in structure. This will make the structure and content of documented information related to a quality management system more relevant to the organization. There is no requirement to use the terms used in this standard. Rather, the company can use terms that are applicable to their specific organization. While the idea or usage of PDCA, Plan, Do, Check, Act, is a familiar thought, it's now a requirement in ISO 9001-2015. Plan what you want to do. In other words, what are your objectives and how do you want to do it? Maybe it needs a procedure. Do whatever was planned. Check, did things go as planned? Act, how can you improve on what just occurred? Was there a problem? Maybe you need to initiate a corrective action. Or did things go as planned? And if so, how could you make it better the next time? What about thinking about risk mitigation? All ISO management systems are now required to adopt this structure. One of the key purposes of a quality management system is to act as a preventative tool. ISO 9001-2015 does not contain a requirement of preventive action. Rather, through the use of risk identification and risk mitigation, preventive action will occur. Addressing both risks and opportunities allows for increased effectiveness of the quality management system, achieving improved results and preventing negative effects. In ISO 9001-2015, the new term used is not applicable rather than exclusion. The organization now has the ability to review all of the requirements and decide, based on the size or complexity of the organization, whether a specific requirement applies or not. However, the organization can only make that decision if it will not result in failure to achieve conformity of its products or services and the enhancement of customer satisfaction. Where ISO 9001 used specific terms such as documented procedure for documents such as procedures, quality manuals, etc., ISO 9001-2015 now uses the term documented information for all document requirements. ISO 9001-2015 also defines requirements to maintain documented information. Where ISO 9001-2008 used the terms records to specify documents required to provide evidence of conformity to requirements, ISO 9001-2015 now uses the term retain documented information. ISO 9001-2015 requires organizational knowledge to ensure that it can achieve conformity of its products and services. This includes safeguarding the organization from loss of knowledge through staff turnover, as well as encouraging the organization to acquire knowledge from experience and benchmarking. The goals for implementing ISO 9001-2015 are to consistently provide products and services that meet customer and applicable statutory and regulatory requirements, to enhance customer satisfaction, to manage risk and opportunities, as well as demonstrating conformity to specified quality management system requirements. Now let's discuss the new requirements. What is meant by context of the organization? It is the combination of factors, both internal and external, that affect the organization's approach to the way it provides products and services. Where ISO 9001:2015 refers to information rather than documented information, there is no requirement that this information is to be documented. The organization can decide if it is necessary or appropriate to maintain the documented information. Understanding the needs and expectations of the interested parties. Basically, who are your customers and what are their requirements? In ISO 9001:2015, there are no exclusions, but rather requirements that are applicable. As stated earlier, the requirements that are determined to be not applicable must not affect the organization's ability or responsibility to ensure conformance of its product and the enhancement of customer satisfaction. The scope of the quality management system shall be available and be maintained as documented information. This is the first actual required piece of documented information. You must establish, implement, maintain, and continually improve the quality management system by establishing Plan, Do, Check, Act. This will address risks and opportunities that arise, and you're going to see risks and opportunities used quite a bit in this new standard. Section 5 is leadership. Management demonstrates leadership and commitment by taking accountability and communicating to the staff. A new requirement found in 5.1.2 letter B regarding the need for management to ensure the risks and opportunities that can affect conformity of products and services and the ability to enhance customer satisfaction are determined and addressed. A quality policy is required with the additional requirements found in 5.2.2 letter A. The quality policy shall be available and be maintained as documented information, and 5.2.2 letter C. The quality policy shall be available to relevant interested parties as appropriate. Organizational roles, responsibilities, and authorities. In essence, this section discusses an organization chart or reporting structure. There is now no longer a specific requirement for a management representative. Planning. Planning is now a requirement for the organization to identify risks and opportunities related to the quality management system performance and take appropriate actions to address them. Planning of the quality management system includes understanding the organization as well as the customer requirements and determining risks and opportunities, similar to preventive action, to improve the quality management system. Establishing quality objectives is also a familiar requirement. There is a new requirement in 6.2.1 letter D. Quality objectives shall be relevant to conformity of products and services and to the enhancement of customer satisfaction. Section 6.2.2 gives some very specific requirements for planning of the quality objectives. The organization shall maintain documented information on quality objectives. So in other words, this needs to be a recorded document and something that is kept and presented in order to be compliant to the requirements. Planning for change is done in order to maintain the quality management system. The new requirement found in 6.3 letter A, the organization shall consider the purpose of the change and their potential consequences, both good, otherwise known as opportunities, and bad, risks, causes the organization to fully think through any and all changes before moving forward. Section 7 is support. Section 7.1.1, letter A, is a new requirement, such that the organization shall consider the capabilities of and constraints on existing internal resources. Now, this is something I know a lot of quality managers will really appreciate having as a new requirement. 7.1.4 is another new requirement. Now an organization needs to consider not only the physical factors that can affect the product, but also what could potentially affect the people. Things such as ensuring a non-discriminatory and an emotionally protective environment are now requirements. When monitoring or measuring is used to verify the conformity of product or service, the organization shall retain appropriate documented information as evidence. This is the first requirement for a record. Organizational knowledge is knowledge specific to the organization. It is gained by experience. It is information that is used and shared to achieve the organization's objectives. Requirements regarding organizational knowledge were introduced for the purpose of safeguarding the organization from loss of knowledge and encouraging the organization to acquire new knowledge as its business context changes. Employees must be competent either by education, training, or experience. Clause 7.2, letter D, states that the organization shall retain appropriate documented information as evidence of competence. Resumes, training records, etc. are acceptable forms of records. Employees must be aware of all quality management system requirements as well as the implications of not conforming with the quality management system requirements. The organization shall determine the way it will communicate and what will be communicated internally. A new requirement is the addition of the same requirements for external communications. Documented information is a section detailing document control requirements such as identification, format, review, distribution, storage, and retention. Section 9 is performance evaluation. The organization shall monitor and evaluate the performance and effectiveness of the quality management system, as well as customers' perception of the degree to which their needs and expectations have been fulfilled. This data will allow for improvement to the quality management system. A new requirement in 9.1.3, letter B, where the results of analysis shall be used to evaluate the degree of customer satisfaction. Internal audits must be performed to provide information on the organization's conformity not only to the requirements of ISO 9001:2015, but also to their own quality management system requirements. Management reviews must be planned and carried out. Statistical evaluation of data collected from customer satisfaction, audits, etc. allow for opportunities for improvement. A new management input requirement is 9.3.2, letter E, where the organization needs to review the effectiveness of actions taken to address risks and opportunities. Section 10 is improvement. The organization shall select opportunities for improvement to meet customer requirements and enhance customer satisfaction. When a nonconformance occurs, which could include a complaint, the organization shall prevent its unintended use or delivery. If the nonconformance requires corrective action, the corrective action shall be appropriate to the potential effects of the nonconformance. By use of customer satisfaction, section 9.1.2, analysis and evaluation, section 9.1.3, internal audits, Section 9.2, and management review, Section 9.3, the organization shall continually improve the suitability, adequacy, and effectiveness of the quality management system. It is important to recognize that there are a number of ways in which an organization may improve. Small step continual improvement is only one of these. Others may include breakthrough improvements, re-engineering, initiatives, or innovation. Thank you for taking your time to view our video. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us at http://www.caliso9000.com.